Hello everybody and welcome back to Out of Body. My name is Sabrina, and today's video we're going to be talking about another paranormal game. A game that you can play by yourself. A game that requires no electronics. You just play it and you might summon an entity. Now this game is called the Midnight Game. I've also heard it called just the Midnight Man, because in the game you are supposed to summon the Midnight Man. So I thought for this video I would wear my Ouija board t-shirt since we're talking about a paranormal game. So I've talked about one other paranormal game on here before, which was called, I think it was called Hide and Seek Alone or something like that. Anyway, it was the one where you have a doll and you kind of do things to the doll to summon a spirit, and you basically play hide and seek with the spirit, which it manifests itself into the doll, so you're kind of playing hide and seek with a doll. Anyway, I did that one sometime last year, I think, or earlier this year, so I thought I would do another game. So this one is called the Midnight Game, and I'm gonna pretty much read from one of the websites that I found that looked like it was pretty detailed. I found a few different ones and they didn't really go deep into it, but this one goes really detailed into what you need to do. Now, a disclaimer, I do not recommend that you try this at home. I do not. In fact, I recommend you don't try it at home. However, I just think it's interesting to talk about these and to hear like what could happen and what you're supposed to do. I just find it interesting. Now, if you do decide to try it, that's on you, but just know the risks. The Midnight Man is definitely an entity you do not want to summon. So with that being said, let's get right into this. It is believed that the Midnight Game was once an old pagan ritual used as a punishment for those who dared to disobey the gods. Or at least that's how it's usually positioned. The claim is dubious and likely an indication that this particular game originated as a creepypasta, which is an interesting thought. It looks like one of the oldest versions of the story or the directions on how to play the game was found online back in August of 2010. And they say still though, it's become a popular activity for thrill seekers largely because it's easily performed in your own home with minimal supplies. Now again, they put a disclaimer on their website as well. I will put a link down below to where I found this, that way you guys can follow along if you want to, or read it for yourself. They do put a disclaimer on here that says, proceed at your own risk. It's not recommended that you play this under any circumstances. So, the amount of players. You need at least one principal. Requirements: 1 candle, a lighter or book of matches, a piece of paper, a writing implement, which is fancy for saying a writing utensil, a pen, sterilized, a wooden door closed, and salt. Instructions. So the first thing you're going to do is create the invitation. So to do that, you have to begin prior to midnight. You write your full name, first, middle, and last name, on the piece of paper that you have with your writing instrument. Prick your finger with the pen, the sterilized pen, and squeeze until a drop of blood appears. Dot the blood on the paper and allow it to soak in. Now this, my friends, is something you really don't want to do. Once you start to include like pieces of your hair or your nails or blood or things that have to do with your essence, your body, that can get pretty scary. Turn off every light in your home. Place the paper with your name and blood on it in front of the closed wooden door. Light the candle using the matches or lighter and place it on top of the paper. It says if you are using a taper, make sure it is placed in a candle holder. Knock on the door 22 times. The final knock must occur precisely when the clock chimes 12 a.m. So yeah, you have to time that just right. Open the door, then blow out the candle and close the door. Relight your candle immediately. Now for the main event. Keeping your candle in hand and your salt and matches or lighter close by, begin to move about your home. Should your candle go out, you must relight it within the next 10 seconds. If you are successful, continue moving about your home. Do not stop moving until 3:33 a.m. Now that sounds easy, but that would actually be kind of hard, especially if you have like a tiny little apartment like me. Like, I'm literally supposed to just walk around my apartment for 3.5 hours. Like, that doesn't sound like much, but that's a lot of walking. I'm just, and of course, you know, my lazy self is just thinking about all the walking I have to do. Okay. If you are unsuccessful in relighting the candle, immediately surround yourself in a circle of salt. Remain inside the circle until 3:33 a.m. Now, the ending says that at 3:33 a.m. it is safe to stop moving about your home, or if you're in the salt circle, it's now safe to step outside the circle. You may also turn on the lights. The game is over. See, I don't really like that because I feel like you're not really doing anything to end the game. You're just saying, oh, it's 3:33, I'm gonna stop now. I don't really like that. I don't think that's safe. Anyway, additional notes say the midnight game may be played with more than one player. In this instance, all players are principals. As such, each player must perform the invitation individually. So the invitation welcomes an entity known as the Midnight Man inside your home. The goal of the game is to avoid meeting the Midnight Man in the dark. Continually moving about your home will make it more difficult for him to find you. Should you stop moving at any point, he will catch you. Accounts differ as to what befalls players caught by the Midnight Man. Some claim he will induce a hallucination of your worst fear until the end of the game. Others claim he will remove your organs one by one. Both outcomes are to be avoided at all costs, obviously. Indications that the Midnight Man is near include, but are not limited to, the following: sudden drops in temperature, the sound of a soft whisper with no discernible source, the appearance of a humanoid figure within the darkness, or the candle going out. Should you experience any of the first three occurrences, leave the area immediately. Should you experience the fourth occurrence, follow the previous given instructions, i.e. lighting the candle within the next 10 seconds will keep the Midnight Man temporarily at bay. Should you fail to perform this action correctly, the circle of salt will do the same. Do not fail to do either. There are no known methods to abort the game. At 3:33 a.m., the Midnight Man will leave your home. After he has left, you may safely end the game. Do not turn on any lights during the game. Do not use a flashlight during the game. Do not go to sleep during the game. Now that would be... I'm only laughing because... I have such a hard time staying awake, like, late at night like that, so, oh my gosh, like, that would be my biggest challenge. I have to get toothpicks and put them under my eyelids. Do not use a lighter instead of a candle during the game. Do not use a person's blood other than your own during the game. Do not attempt to leave your home during the game, and do not attempt to provoke the Midnight Man during the game. And most importantly, do not assume that the Midnight Man has left your home for good at the conclusion of the game. Now see, that's like what I was saying earlier. I mean, just because it's 3:33, how do you know he's really gone? So that is the end of this game. That is the end of this video. What do you guys think about that? Would you dare to ever try it? Do you know anyone who has tried it? Have you ever heard of anyone trying it? Have you heard of this game before? Anyway, I just thought that would be an interesting thing to bring on my channel. Going forward from here on out, I am going to really, I'm not going to say try, I'm just going to say I'm going to do it. Upload a video every week. It may not be the same day every week. I'm going to give myself a little bit of breathing room there, but I'm going to be uploading something every week from here on out. So let me know in the comments below. Once again, just to see if there's anything in particular that you guys want to see on this channel, any specific topics or something I haven't done in a while. That would be even better. If there's something you liked that I did in the past, you know, topics I haven't covered in a while, just let me know, and that would be helpful just to know what you guys like. And anyway, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video next week. Have a great week and stay spooky. Bye.